Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play EU4 Mare Nostrum. We are making the Hansa great again as the Lübecks, and we are currently busy conquering England, because mostly we want to Lothian. That's what the original war goal, so we can get some more power in the North Sea, although getting more influence in the English Channel is a nice long-term goal. Right now it doesn't help us too much, because we'd have to send a merchant there to collect trade, and you get like 50% power reduction there, so you don't really collect trade very efficiently outside your home node. But if we can get enough trade influence in the English Channel, we can move our trade port in the English Channel and just send trade from Lübeck to the English Channel and just suck it up there, which would be pretty nice. We could just pirate over here too. Now that would be interesting. Does your power from provinces affect your pirating strength? I don't know, because you want to pirate in rich nodes where you can't conveniently collect or transfer. And the English Channel would certainly apply there. It's not super rich, but it will be later on. I think right now we would like more siege ability. That would be quite nice. I also should probably be like manually working these transport ships, because we would be a lot faster if we just moved that way. Spread out all over. Still got, what are these guys? Neapolitan troops still stuck here. The AI is sometimes bad about returning its troops from overseas conquests. So they might actually be there for a very, very long time. Squish a little stack. That's a fort, so we will need to siege that. Actually, we might not be able to move past it as is. These guys here, yeah, can probably go and claim that, so that's okay. Flanders holding some territory over here, but we're going to grab the forts, which is an important part. We may have to wait until Flanders actually pieces out to grab everything that we want in an order that we want, because we can't actually take provinces occupied by them. So they are doing this. Actually, hold on. This is the province. This was their war goal. This is what Flanders declared war for the province of Flanders, or in their case, they called it Vlaanderen. So they can't actually get ticking war score or anything like that. It's going to be, quite interesting to see exactly what they get here. What can they get? Also, all my ships should go and blockade London. Actually, maybe start off over here. Yeah, so they took that province as well, and we can't reach there. So I'm just going to pull back. Well, we are starting the siege of London, but this siege stack has no cannons. It does have a leader with the siege tick, so I guess that's something. This may or may not be able to blockade. Especially with if the Flemish ships stick around. Okay, we got 100%, which is something. Alright, well, I'm going to keep ticking time forward. We're still, you know, we've got all of our truces here have expired, and currently there's no coalition. But there's no harm in us waiting a little bit longer, especially without capped manpower, and we're still burning off more aggressive expansion to reduce the chance that we'll create a coalition if we declare wars over here. Probably the Teutonic Order is one of my next targets. They are my rivals, and they have some good trade power in the Baltic. We are at 58% here, which is pretty good, and it's not the richest node, but it'll be nice if we can keep that high of a number without actually having to send light ships there. Reformed refugees. No? Yes. Okay, they're going to get tax reduction and stuff like that, but no, the bonus tax base is excellent. Love that. We did take the extra siege ability, which is good. That increases the speed of your tick. It doesn't increase, like, your percentage chance of winning at any point, as far as I know. It just increases the tick rate, which is worth a lot. I guess I'll move you there. You'll get attrition, but who cares? It's almost over. And then we'll just charge forth into Somerset and Cornwall. Cornwall is another, like, when I play as England, this is one of my favorite ports to, like, build all the ship repair places. Not that there's a ship repair building anymore, but it was like, it's such a convenient location, and you tend to get your navies in fights near there. Won the siege of Hampshire. Oh, excellent. Move along. Before the Flanders people move in here and start the siege. Oh, we lost our general over here, who was giving us a siege tick. Oh, well, that's okay. And we'll go and smash that. We don't need this many people, but that's okay. And then we can detach everyone and send you over here, so we can actually get some cannons up and running over there. So I lost the general, not my ruler, so I have to pay for another one. I don't know if it's worth paying for another general right now. We have some army tradition, but not a huge amount, and we're not craving a general right now, so we can afford to live without a better one. Do I want to do that? I guess we have to because of London, so I guess there's no reason not to. Bit of an attack here. Do we actually have military ships? Oh yeah, I even have my heavy here, so that's fine. Excellent. And actually, you guys group up, and we'll just never mind, we'll dock in Cornwall for proximity. And you're going to attach. There we are. And then you come out here, and we'll dump you off in Kent. Truce to Scotland has ended. And yes, I do want to grab more of the Scottish territory, because it's just going to be convenient. If I have all of Great Britain, that would just be really handy. London has fallen. What are you allied with? Sweden. Actually, that's great, because Sweden has awkward allies, right? Scotland, Poland, and Brandenburg. But if I declare a war on Scotland, I only have to fight Scotland and Sweden. Unmothball. Start repairing. Actually, ideally, I like to do that before Scotland makes any other allies. That is really quite interesting. We have to withdraw from public life because the Republican power is too important. So I think my plan, if I would do this war, is probably... Normally, what I'd like to do is defeat, like, the secondary people in the war. But really, what it is, I want to defeat the smaller people in the war, because it's easy to do. Then they can't create any more troops, and then just move on. Presumably, I have an actual CB against them. What is this? Oh, build spy network in Wales. Let's go ahead and fabricate claim 1. Fabricate claim 2. And then you can stop building that. I may not actually have a CB against Scotland. No. But that's okay. We can fabricate one pretty quickly. I'm still busy right now anyway. So we declare war on Scotland, just fully occupy them, plus we'll get ticking war goal. Use our navy to stop Sweden from doing anything particularly scary over here. Interestingly enough, once the war starts and Sweden's in it, we might be able to get Muscovy to come in. They probably won't join initially, because distant war or something like that. But once Sweden is in, I bet you Muscovy could be convinced. So you head up over there. And actually, I'm going to take all my ships and have them join up over here. So we can have sort of a dominating fleet. We could get some extra force limit here. I think what we might do is build a little bit of a token force over here in Sealand. Something like, I'm going to go with 2 cannons and 2 cavalry. And then when the war starts, I can get some mercs. Merc infantry right in there. Just as a thing. I mean, probably we're going to try to be blockading the strait, but we may as well. More trade efficiency, more trade power abroad. Lovely. I like that. So should I pay this out with England now? I think so. I don't have a diplomat. I mean, it's still kind of annoying that Flanders has the territory over here. Because, again, I won't be able to grab, you know, I don't know, anything contiguous, which is what I would like. Now, London is very expensive. We might not be able to grab it on a go here, but we could do something. Yeah, like it would be nice to grab down the coast. Although, perhaps grabbing Cumbria is going to be fine. They still have lots of war score, and I think I want to go for max war score. I don't think there's any reason not to. Okay, France being willing to join the coalition is a bit too much. So maybe we'll just actually grab these 3 provinces here. Because that's England will have a truce. Wales. Scotland might, like, insta-coalition. That would be really awkward. But we could probably still declare before too many people jump in. Denmark, Verdun. Like, so most of these don't actually matter. This is not... As long as France isn't, like, threatening a CB, we're going to be fine. So, yeah, I'll do that. It sucks that I can't humiliate you, but I can war rep, take all your money. I can't annul any of your treaties. I could get you to return cores to... Oh, that would cost me Diplo power, so no. So why don't I just get you to give up your claims on my territory? Wow, over here, really. And that brings me to 96. So we'll get 3 provinces. Now, this admin cost, I think, would be to make full cores, so it's going to be half of that because they're going to be territories anyway. Alright, send them in. Boom. Core all the things. Corruption's going up because we're overextended right now, which is fine. Okay. And group you up. And I think we just go. So, man, we have so much money. Infinity Mercs. You're grouping up. Oh, let's get my fleet all in one place, if you don't mind. And I might wait to declare war, just to make sure my fleet is not at risk. Or if we can ninja some Swedish stuff. It doesn't look like they've got a whole lot buzzing around. I think I could declare war now. So we're going to go for it. Declare war. Saxony and Brunswick are... Wait. Right, I have to actually wait until we hit 10. 10 spy network. Alright, that's fine. It's interesting that they'd be willing to join in. I may or may not call them in. We'll see exactly how it goes. If I can get Muscovy once the war starts, I will do that. So there's no one that can be upgraded. Okay. Yeah, just keep them together for now. We'll have them move out probably as one. I don't know, I guess I could start off with a large fleet over here. So all my healthy ships are going to go park themselves in Western Baltic. So we're not making quite as much trade money right now because we are not currently protecting trade. High fervor. Give me the trade one again, please. Actually, we might have wanted the stability one. Let me grab the stability one for now, just to help offset some of the separatists that are threatening to build up here while we're overextended. I don't think we're going to need the military one. We're certainly not going to need the military boost for the start of the war. All right, because we're obviously just going to walk all over Scotland, and that's fine. And then at some point, we'll ferry our troops over here, and then we will go across, and we may need the extra morale to actually fight Sweden. How's your military tech, Sweden? Okay, so you're 12, and so am I. Although, I'm pretty close to 13. In fact, we're no longer ahead of time. So we get a little artillery shock. It is actually a big boost to their shock, but still pretty small. Artillery fire, 40% more artillery fire. Now all of a sudden the artillery starts to do better, and they're going to get more pips from the new type of cannon. So they're going to be a lot more potent now, which is nice. We'll probably start to prioritize building a few more of that for myself. Are you still just having one ally? Good, because we need to go and get some more stuff going on here. And yeah, we are officially below 50 power projection, which is a shame. But we are going to be fighting Sweden. And their territory... See, I don't know how much we're going to be able to take from Sweden. But we might just separate piece them out for humiliation. Which is fine, because I'd rather save my aggressive expansion in this neck of the woods for the Teutonic Order right now. Because they actually have a bunch of, like, good trade stuff. Right? This would just be land. Whereas this would be awesome trading land. So yeah, I think that's probably okay. We're going to plan on separate piecing out Sweden for humiliation, lots of money, all those things. And the fact that they're not the primary war target or co-belligerent won't matter because there's not an increased cost for that. It's only an increased cost for taking territory. We could consider... Well, Norway still exists. If Norway didn't exist, we could force them to just release Norway or something. That would be kind of cool. Points. You want to go to level 3 admin guy? We might want to. We might be able to bank enough, especially since I am going to be coring some more. I think that's probably okay. We don't need the missionary strength. I mean, we will need to convert some stuff here after. But I guess we'll just go for the tax guy. Because sure, more money. Lost a claim on a province. That's fine. We don't need that. We are just a tiny tick away from being able to fabricate our claim on Scotland. Got that. Oh, you guys are merging up that fleet, which is cool, I guess. We'll group you all together and we'll figure it out after. Alright, come on, more tick. Bourgeois, I guess I'll take the admin hit, because I am still technically ahead of time. I still have to figure out if I'm going to need exploration or not. I think we will want exploration, because I think we actually need to pop the fog of war. I don't think we'll need the range, but what the hell. I mean, unless we take espionage ideas and just steal the maps from England. That would be interesting. Well, no, because that's a whole other... No, we need to grab a colonization tech first. We have no choice there. Okay. You. Fabricate claim. What's got the highest value? Wow, these are both 23 development. Crazy. All right, so it doesn't actually matter. So we'll say Fife. Boom. Then I won't need spy here anymore. And I should be able to declare war. Oh, we need to actually let the claim process into a CB. And then close and reopen. All right, let's do it. So now that war has declared, and we have to let Sweden actually join in. There we go. Muscovy, would you join in? No. Oh, you're wickedly in debt. All right. So I'm going to break off the transports. We're going to use them to blockade over here. So they'll go and siege Skåne over here, or Skånen, as we have it. But that's it. That's all they can. That's all they can grab, because we're not going to let them across the strait. Actually, they can't even cross it while we until they take it either. All right. Oh, you actually had a fort in Fife. Really? Because the capital's over here, right? Oh no! This is their capital. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. Let me grab a handful of infantry. Put them over there. For some reason, I thought their fort was up there. There with the capital, which doesn't make any sense because they don't actually have any development there. So why would it be their capital? Split in half. Go there. You detach and go there. Yeah. Is it not detaching siege because they still have people over here? So it's getting confused as to how it should detach. I guess that would be reasonable. Yeah. So you're gonna get that. At some point, we'll finish Scotland, and then we will go and drop all our troops off over here, and maybe even grab mercenaries. We may not need any. Attach siege. There we go. Wales' coalition does. As expected. Well, actually, really, Wales? Oh. Well, yeah, yours... Yeah, we did take a lot of territory near you. I guess that's fair. I was hoping that you would like me a bit more. Not that it really matters. Denmark... Okay, that's all good. So none of that is enemy coast, so I guess if we wanted to blockade more, here would be fine. Alright, more coalitions. Yep, that's fine. We're gonna go smash that, and go up to the islands over here. I don't really need such a large stack, but what the hell. If they drop below 2, well, we're above 20. I mean, if you hit that 10-to-1 ratio, they will just be insta-killed, but there we go. We got there. Go over there and help the siege out. All right. Nothing for us to do but to wait. Detach and go there. We'll get a full blockade. Maybe we could also be protecting trade, but the blockade will dramatically reduce their war enthusiasm very quickly. Because they get war exhaustion, I believe, for being blockaded. So all of that will contribute very well to our overall plan of just humiliating them. Because we want more power projection. Always good to have. Da, 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 da. You're there, you're there. You can split off that way. And the caravels. Keep moving up. Yeah, I don't think they even have a navy. Let's see. Military. I mean, they had like 8 ships there, but I think that's probably all they have. Sweden. Yeah, 9 total ships. The 8 there and the 1 there. That's their entire navy, and we know where it is, and we've got them pinned in. They can't do anything. Good. Love it. Yeah, no, we'll definitely take the military technology. No reason not to. And I don't think there's any reason why we would want to hesitate grabbing our next cannons. So, do we want more fire pips, or do we want the extra shock pip? Well, with our cannons are basically all fire, so, you know, rolling any sort of shock pips, I don't think actually does very much. So I think we want to take the ones... Where the hell do we do it? Over here. I think we want to take the one with just the more fire. I mean, that is shock defense, which I don't know if our actual strength factors into when we're defending against something. Oh, no, I don't need to call anyone in. We're good. Even in Musk, if you wanted to join in right now, I probably wouldn't do it. Just save them for something else. Plus, if they're that in debt, I mean, it would just be rude. Oh, why don't you guys come over here and help the blockade of Scotland? And actually, at some point, we're going to need to move our transports as well. pick them up. So I'll have to replace the blockades here. Oh, you're a little bit damaged. Interesting. So I'm detaching a blockade. I'm going to put you guys over here, because then I can move the transports away and still have a blockade here to make sure they can't cross the strait. I mean, conceivably, I might want to bait them into attacking me across the strait, go ahead and give myself a high maneuver guy real fast. I have a maneuver of 4. It would be hard to roll someone with a maneuver of 4 myself with a 25 army tradition, so I might not be able to force them to have the strait crossing penalties, so I think we're going to be just fine being patient here. Who's this? You want access? Sure, I'll give you access. Why not? Scotland wants to peace out. Not yet, buddy. Scotland, I have basically everything I want from you. Well, I will soon. But unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until I've got enough to humiliate Sweden. Okay, that's my fleet coming in, so I can move my transports back over here now. Didn't want to move it too early, just in case they got lucky with their siege rolls, as the AI does, and was able to suddenly cross over and attack, because that would be really annoying. I'm hoping after they siege this, they leave. They go somewhere else, because I don't want to land on them. But I suppose I could always just land some troops, say, in Stockholm. I'd be able to land them before they could respond. I might not be able to get a full stack there, though. And there's no defensive bonus, so that wouldn't be good. Do I want to re-elect you? We don't have that much. There's a good chance we'd run out of Republican tradition before we could do that a whole bunch. So I think what I'm going to do is get a Diplo candidate over here. There we go. Because I probably am taking exploration ideas. We will reevaluate before we actually do that, but it's very likely that that's what's going to happen. I guess I'll combine you two together so you can guard. Now we're using galleys over here. Not the greatest defenders, but it'll do. Lost that siege, but they can't cross because we do have the blockade. We don't actually need this many ships blockading here. We could go further up the Swedish coast, I suppose. Excellent. There's the siege of Fife. So, now we can dock. And you have... Oh, right, because we lost our leader as well. What are we rolling? Well, you're not bad. Not as strong as Swedish leaders, but certainly not bad. And I think what we'll do is we'll just drop off a first set here, and then probably cross over here and re-siege this. It's only farmland if they want to attack, but we would have superior numbers pretty fast. I might wait until I literally have my entire stack together. Also, do I build any mercs? I don't know if it's required. I might just hold off. I mean, I've got the money. I could just throw more money at this. Like, who cares, right? But you're going to cross through here, and I can't actually stop you from doing that because you control both sides of these straits. Where the hell are you going to go? Are you trying to wrap around to Riga? Could be. I don't think that would actually be helpful to you. Are you in more than one war? Oh! Muscovite purge of Swedish heresy. Really? And who's that against? Muscovy and Tver. Okay, that's what that axis was. And on the other side, Brandenburg and Poland. Well, it's going to keep people quite busy. I like it. I'm happy that Brandenburg's not coming here to siege Swedish territory. That would just be annoying. They're just walking through Sweden to get to Muscovy. A lot of potential targets over here. We're going to have to evaluate. I suspect we're going to get a lot of aggressive expansion taking Scotland. In fact, France would probably be quite happy to join the coalition against me, which would be bad. So we're going to try to hold off as long as possible from taking Scotland. You guys come back over here and pick up these guys. And this is a pretty big stack. You're going to go across there. You're a little bit unbalanced. So as when you... I'll order up another infantry here, just to make sure we've got enough of front line. Sweden's about to get beat up over here, which is wonderful to see. We might get some rebellions over here. That would be a little bit annoying, but hardly the worst. Maybe what we'll do... Oh, yeah, we ran out of fervor anyway. Let's say get a bit more stability stuff, but we can wait a bit longer before we do that. So yeah, we're just going to re-siege this because why not? And you have docked. Good. I'm going to grab you and drop you off over here. And you're going to go there. And there we go. We should be able to basically have free run over Sweden. We'll probably lose a lot more people from attrition than anything else. In fact, we'll probably lose a fair amount of attrition, especially in the winter, which is arriving here. Probably don't need quite this many people here, but that is a big enough stack to make me feel secure. I might, if I had the force limit, go up to a full 10 cannons here for maximum siege speed. I mean, I suppose I could go over my force limit. It wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, so the biggest thing is the aggressive expansion from taking Scotland, because we knew that even taking a little bit more of England was going to lead to a pretty rough potential coalition. Now, Scotland's a little further away from mainland Europe than England is, and I think that will factor in. I mean, it does factor in. I'm just hoping that it'll make enough of a difference. We do have positive prestige now, so we'll get a little bit less of aggressive expansion. We are still trying to get better relations over time here. Finish that siege. Excellent. We've got all these guys. I guess we're going to... Well, you can move in there. You're going to just sit behind as a backup. We can throw some extra cannons in there as well. I just leave my fleet here, just in case. We don't really need to blockade the Orson, but it'll make me feel better if we do. You, cannons, go there. And, whoa! Okay, that's 32k, including Brandenburg, who I'm not at war with. I might sort of let you start the attack here and then go and reinforce. Because, yeah, it's only going to do 20k versus my 30k. You're going to have a very good leader, but I can go and roll a few times here. I'm in friendly territory, so I can get a leader there. I can't really funnel troops in too easily. What I might do is, like, just get one infantry merc here to quickly reinforce. So I'm going to wait until these guys lock. There we go. So they're definitely coming in. And let's see what we can generate. That's not bad. I can assign this guy? How could I assign the dude from here to there? I guess you can unassign people in enemy territory. That's true. That's my leader, and I'd rather not have him die in war, so I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm over my limit. No, I'll still fire this guy because he's pretty crap. Alright, so this is an acceptable leader, and then you are going to move over here. And jump in. We'll have a numbers advantage. They won't have a defensive penalty. They're not going to get the river crossing or anything, which is unfortunate. We do have the tech advantage, though. We're on 13, which mostly just means better cannons, but we do have some that are about to join in, and that'll be a thing. And also, I don't know if this will factor into this attack, but let's go and see. I should have checked before. We do currently have slightly higher base morale, though, so that's a good sign. And they're taking higher losses. We got a slightly better roll there, of course, but... they have... Okay, they do have the more discipline, which is also transferring to slightly higher military tactics, but it looks like it's working out fine. We're killing a lot more than they are, and when we do kill, we get slightly more morale bang for our buck. So, let's make a new army here. I guess I'm just going to move all the infantry over, and just a slight token front line, and... None of our guys have a siege tick, really. And we don't have any more power to generate more people. Boo! Oh well, go over there, that's fine. And you can go there, and there. Alright, groovy. Well, I'm happy Muscovy sort of kind of joined the war over here. They wouldn't join my war, but because of debt. But they were perfectly happy to declare a war. That's fine, I don't care. I don't care if these guys become Orthodox, which is what your war is for. It makes no difference to me. Okay, cores are done. Yeah, may as well start the conversion. No problem there. And just keep holding on to that. The longer we hold on to this territory, the less, you know, likely we're going to get a massive coalition. We could just vassalize them, and we may consider doing that. You get a little bit less aggressive expansion from vassalization. Oh, that's okay. That's not a real sea battle. And so that might be something that we will look into. We'd be going above our relationship limit at a time when we are going to want to spend a Diplo power on something. But we can still, like, move things around. We can still focus on Diplo. Of course, we can get a Diplo-oriented leader, which is what we're doing. So I think it's going to be okay. I could also cancel this Importation Act policy, which may be something we do. Anyway, that we are going to wrap this up here. Quite interested to see exactly where this will go. Out of curiosity, if we were to, say, take all of Scotland, Sweden and France, we would have a truce with Sweden that would probably last long enough for them to drop below 50 aggressive expansion. So I don't think they'd actually join in. But France, Teutonic Order, they would. Those would be the big ones. England would as well, quite a bit, actually. France is would only be at 59 as is. It actually wouldn't be that hard to get them below 50. Out of curiosity, if we were to simply vassalize Scotland, how would that compare? 58, so it only saves us 1 with France. But we don't have to peace out quite yet, and with France, how quickly are we decaying our aggressive expansion? 2.4 per year. I think we probably could just hold on to this war. We may get a call for peace, because we do have all of Scotland here. When did the war actually start? 58, 2 years ago. It's going to be close, but we might be able to swing something. What's my mission? I haven't checked that in ages. Oh, conquer Tuchel. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that. Maybe it'll give me something that'll be more helpful. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.